It's interesting because I feel like our behavior has changed. So for example, 10 years ago it would have been, or 20 years ago it would have been our natural inclination to like look up a pizza place in the phone book and call them to place an order. Now our phones are not actually used to call people. When people call me on my phone, I'm annoyed. It's, we use it for social media and browsing and using apps. And so I think that behavior of going to a company's website or even picking up the phone to call them is completely gone. Now we access a company on social media. We're more likely to go to their Facebook page to find out what hours they're open or to find out what specials they have on than we are to actually go to their website. So I think messaging just becomes an extension of that. So Facebook has really gone all in on chatbots, and they've made it easy to create your own chatbot for your Facebook page. So if you're a hair salon, you can create one that tells people how much highlights cost and what your hours are and what, stylist bios and all of those types of things really easily. So I almost envision a scenario where that hair salon doesn't even need a website because they have a Facebook page that has all of their info, that has a photo album of all of the before and afters, and then they have a chatbot where instead of picking up the phone to call them, I can just message back and forth with that chatbot to get answers. And that chatbot could be, Facebook messaging doesn't have to be powered by a chatbot. It could be, a receptionist or a stylist on the other end who's answering those questions. But if you're a hair salon that gets a lot of messages, or let's use an example where there's millions of messages like Expedia or Netflix or TELUS or Rogers, that's when the automation really helps because you just can't answer all of those questions at scale. Think about something like Twitter support teams. Someone like Rogers, they have armies of people who just sit on the Rogers Support Twitter account and answer questions all day long. So if you imagine that probably a good portion of those are low-lying questions that could be answered in an automated way that they're answering over and over again every day, those are the types of things that a chatbot could replace. Because there's also a lot of fear that chatbots will take over all of our jobs and that AI is going to replace all of us, and chatbots are not going to replace everybody. There still needs to be that human touch, but they can kind of automate those lower level FAQs that you're constantly answering all the time.